kicking up dust on a rick house floor. Charred oak whispers we can't ignore. Stories in the mash, fire in the grain. Raise up your glass, feel that bourbon flame. We're the bourbon legends, let the spirit flow. From the backwoods stills to tonight's big show. Every drop a story, every sip that's drowned. We're bourbon legends, let's throw it down. Let's throw it down. From Kentucky hills to the neon lights, we're talking small batch days and whiskey nights. Tasting the past in every pour. Gonna carve our names on the distiller's door. We're the bourbon legends, let the spirit flow. From the backwoods stills to tonight's big show. Every drop a story, every sip that's drowned. We're bourbon legends, let's throw it down. Let's throw it down. Raise 'em high, feel the fire. Clinking glasses, lifting higher. One more toast to the ones before and the legends we're making forevermore. We're the bourbon legends, let the spirit flow. From the rick house walls to your front row. Every drop a story, every sip a crown. We're bourbon legends, come gather round. Come gather round. Come gather round.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thursday Night Live with the Bourbon Legends. I'm your host, the Bourbon Santa Craig M. Bowden. I'd like to welcome all of you here. Like I always say, we're one day closer to the weekend, and we've got big plans for the weekend, I think. I'm going to bring in my co-host and fellow bourbon legend, Mr. Roger Randall. What's going on, Roger?
It is time to have a few pours and relax and enjoy because you were right. We are one day away from the weekend. And in fact, I think we can officially say the weekend's begun right now. Let's just do that now.
This time last week, my weekend had begun. It was a 3-day weekend.
I
And
know.
it was fun. Wish there could have been more people there. Like Tupelo Runner, I'm glad to see he's in the house tonight, Mr. Kenneth. Let's see, we have Poor Decisions. Welcome, guys. Tom Matt Blackjack is in the house.
AKA Mr. Wild Turkey.
Wild turkey, I tell you what, and he got some wild turkey today in the mail. Did you see that? He
Ooh.
picked him up some Russells. Over from Marion, Arkansas, we've got Marty and we've got the Whiskey Wilson. We got a good crowd here. We got some new people in today. Splinter 13, good to see you. John Zanin. I think my wife is trying to set up a tasting or something with you when you get back from Colorado. Russ, L, and let's see, Mike Brock. I don't know if any of you guys know Mike Brock or not.
Well, one thing I can tell you, if you know him, you better what? Stay off his lawn.
There was one thing last weekend over in Lynchburg that we didn't do, and we had planned on doing it. About every 10 feet, there was a sign that said, "Stay off the grass." And I wanted a picture of Mike pointing towards the grass, or towards the sign where it would say "Stay off the grass."
That'd be perfect.
So, anywho, we've got a good show for you guys tonight. We're going to sample a little K. Luke. I don't know if you have ever had any K. Luke or not. Jonathan Massiano, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. It's very Italiano. Makes that product, named after his two children, Kay and Luke. And then we also have the Blue Note right over here on my shoulder right there. The new Blue Note Honey, second release out of Blue Note there in Memphis. So anyway, stay tuned. We got Tracy, Silly Yorkies in the house. Keith P is in the house. Guys, welcome. I'm glad everybody's here tonight. 23 viewers right now. So, hey, Roger, I say let's just cut right to the chase and let's bring on our special guest tonight.
Yeah, our special guest is probably the reason they're all here. It ain't because of us; it's because of him.
No, I mean this dude here. He is from the Memphis area, but he's actually he's just a Mississippian by like that much. He lives right there on the border, so I guess he kind of has like dual citizenship, I guess you'd say. But I know you guys have seen his videos. Probably don't know his real name. He goes by Cutlass High Proof, but right now we're going to bring into the studio Mr. Robert Dow Jr. Hey, Robert, what's up?
Hi, everybody. How you doing, guys?
Good to see you. Let's have a cheers. Let's cheers. We're all having K. Luke, so cheers, everyone. Oh my gosh, my dog's trying to break into the house here. If you hear barking, I swear it's Bandit. He's good. He won't hurt her. He'll just bark you to death. He won't do anything else.
So me and Robert are having the K. Luke Batch 7, which was one of my favorites. And again, as you can tell, I've favoritized it a lot. I wish I had another bottle, but I do have batch 9 and batch 11, and then I have in new bottles, and then a batch 3 toasted, which is I think what's the toasted versions. And then and this was a bottle kill, boys and girls. Tonight on the show, this one played tap. We played taps for it.
Roger has been drinking early. Roger hits it early on Thursday night since. Cutlass, every day is a weekend for Roger because he's retired. You know,
I'm so jealous.
Man,
Definitely jealous.
If you were retired, you would be hunting a lot more. I've got a feeling.
I definitely would be.
You'd be hitting it every day.
I'm actually drinking batch 2.
That's too
here. Very good, very caramel on the nose. That was one of the conversations we had last weekend at our bottle share. You know, banana, or tomato. When do you use the term caramel instead of caramel? I mean, whiskey drinkers, we usually say caramel, but like if it's a pappy, do you say, "Dear sir, that is caramel all over"? I mean, is there a price point where it goes from caramel to caramel? I don't know.
I don't know. I know my grandmother used to make cakes, and I always said caramel, never said caramel.
Well, okay, so this is way off the whiskey subject here, but is it the Caribbean or is it the Caribbean?
I don't know. I've said both.
See, sometimes it goes. Now, for me, being from Arkansas, it's a tomato. You know, it's never a tomato. I don't know anybody calls it a tomato unless maybe you're from California. But
California.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you say pecan or do you say pecan?
Whoa. Hold on. This is not scripted. This is not scripted. So, Robert, I'm gonna fill you in. You know, we go to our Discord and we chat almost nightly, and have pours. And our one buddy there, Mr. Stay Off of the Lawn, Mike Brock, he's from Georgia. Okay. Now, Georgia is as southern can get, right? I mean, you're from Mississippi, I'm from Arkansas. I think we're all Southerners here. But I've got a feeling, Robert, you call it the same thing I do. Pecan.
Pecan.
Pecan. Now
Yeah.
he will argue with you up and down that it's a pecan. And he
Mm,
says he's from the deep south, and by gosh, it's always been a pecan. I said, no, a pecan is something that you use when you're out fishing and you need to go number one.
yeah.
Well,
But
he's adamant in that.
hold on, look
That's
here. I got to show this. Look here. Tupelo Runner says no pecan. That's right.
Come on. Tupelo?
No, he's
Oh,
yeah.
saying
come on.
not. He come back and he says not pecan.
Oh,
Look
okay. Not
here.
pecan.
Yeah,
Okay.
not
Scott is up from St. Louis area, and he says it's a pecan. Pecan.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a
He's getting north. He's getting.
I don't know. Do they even have pecans up north? Uh-oh. Now look here. Now you've started something, Cutlass. Look here. Pecan, that's right. But then Silly Yorkie, she's from Georgia over there, and she says, everybody knows you guys pee in the water, not a can. Oh my gosh. Okay, look. One of these days we're going to have a show and we're going to settle this for once and all. But right now, we got to get going. We have to ask this gentleman some questions.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all can stay over on the chat there and argue to your damn heart's desire. I don't care. For us three, it's going to be a pecan. That's just the way it's going to be. So, all right. Let's get into this, okay? Robert. I need to know what actually I'm sorry, let me get rid of
Silly
Tracy's
Yorkie.
comment here. Let me hide that. What got you into bourbon hunting and filming your bourbon hunts? What inspired you to do that?
Oh man. When I really started seriously getting into bourbon, and it was the guys at the cigar shop, they would talk about Blanton's and Eagle Rare and Weller, and I didn't know what any of that stuff looked like. But listening to them, I like, hey, I need to try to find some of those, those bottles. Man, and before I knew it, I actually had like 6, 7 bottles of Blanton's and all of them unopened. I just wanted to find them. And it was the thrill of finding them, actually, well, not necessarily finding, but looking for them. And then I started jumping on YouTube and seeing, where, other people out there that were actually doing the hunting. And it was guys like Bourbon Drop. Myron at Bourbon Drop was one of the first guys that I saw. Of course, Bruzel. Trying to think who else was it. And I would see Sean over at Echoes and Eternity Bourbon when he did a lot of his bourbon hunts. I think he does more reviews now, but I did like watching his hunts. And then um, actually Adam at Major Zero, he started popping up, and so I was like, hey, this is somebody close to where I live, and hitting some stores that were close to me. So I said, let me take a try at it and see what I can do. So, I mean, if you see some of my earlier videos, you can tell it was, some guy just grabbed a camera and just went out, and
Hey,
it was.
you've got to learn somewhere. We're kind of in that same boat here. I will be honest with you. I've shot a few hunting videos. I think Roger and I are going to go out this Saturday and try out some new equipment, but I hate hunting video. Personally, me hunting and doing videos, it's just not my cup of tea. I just feel really, weird talking to myself and there's something about me just going and asking for permission. I always just feel like, I guess for the business I'm in, salesmen come in all the time and I'm just like, nope, we don't need what you leave. And I feel like if I go and ask somebody that's the way they're going to treat me. And
Mhm.
I just don't like being told no. So if I don't ask, I'll never be told no. So
And, yeah, and I
you're
think I kind of thought that in the beginning as well. I didn't want somebody to tell me no, and I think I tried to do it without asking at first, and it just felt so weird not asking. And I did one store, and I asked the guy, and he was like, "Yeah." And I did that one, and I mean, it turned out to be pretty good for early on. And then when I went back to the store just to look, I wasn't hunting, I just went to look. And the guy was like, "I know you." He was like, "You did the video here at this store." Never showed my face in the video, but he was like, "I know you. You did the video in my store." And he said, "I saw your cigar video too." And I was like, "Well, damn, you watching my video. So, hey, you know,
well, that's always a good feeling when you know that what you're putting out there, somebody is watching. Now,
yeah,
before we hop into a next question, I do some of my guys that's got wrenches. If you don't mind, will you drop Cutlass's YouTube channel for people that may not have ever crossed paths with him? If you guys can do that, I would totally appreciate it. All right, trying to help you out, my man. Trying to help you out.
appreciate it.
One of the things you mentioned that I kind of want to tie into, you mentioned your cigars. You have an affinity for cigars as well, and
Yes.
you will go and do the hunt. And I know that you'd mentioned your beginning. It was, I think, you're pairing with the bourbon. Is that
Yeah.
something you still look to do on a regular basis?
Um, and the crazy thing is, I started off doing pairing them, and it was slow traction, but then it picked up, and then, hey, like the genius I am, I stopped doing them. But when I get, and I work part time at a cigar shop, so when guys come in and they ask about a cigar and they talk about, well, this is what I have to drink, I do talk with them about how to pair, a good cigar with what they have. You don't want something that's a sweet, you know, uh, drink and a sweet cigar. It's you're not going to really get the taste of either one. You want them to be able to contrast, so you're picking up the notes in each one. So, but I was looking at an earlier video and I said I need to get back to that. And I wasn't looking at the numbers, but I just missed doing that part of it.
Yeah, and again, I think there's more traction on the cigar side right now
Yeah,
than there
yeah.
was before, and so yeah.
So to follow up on that question, uh, being very new to YouTube here is, I know that like on nationally, televised, say ABC, NBC, things like that, stations like that, they can drink but they can't smoke. Is there any restrictions like that on YouTube? Does any of you guys know that, or I
Well,
don't know.
I heard that YouTube was, kind of um, turning their nose up at cigars. Kind of, I think you can't monetize your videos anymore if you're doing cigar
Huh,
videos. So,
No,
okay.
you can talk about the cigar. It's the actual smoking of the cigar, I think, that pushes it over the line with YouTube. But if you're saying, hey, if you want to pair this bourbon with this cigar, that's not. I think you're still safe, but who knows? It's YouTube. They make up the rules as they go along.
Well, I don't smoke cigars, but I love watching those YouTube videos of the guys rolling cigars. I just think that's fascinating. Uh, so let me ask you, Robert, is there a bottle that when you find it while you're out hunting, that you just find yourself that you can't pass it up? Even if you've got three of them at home, is there something? What bottle is that, or do you have one?
What's your kryptonite?
man, Stag, Stag. Don't call me Junior, Stag. Yeah, and Weller Antique 107. It's not necessarily that I'm not chasing the Weller name. I just like that 107. It just hits the right
Uh,
point. That and the foolproof just hits right for me. But Stag, I picked up some bad Stag batches, but I mean, most of the time, um, most of the bottles have been on point. And it's crazy. The ones that I've missed were the ones that people didn't like the most. I just didn't see them anywhere, so I caught myself missing out on them, and they turned out to be the ones that were had the lowest rating. So, you know,
That's the beauty of it. No matter what somebody reviews or tells you what you should or shouldn't buy, it's really up to you of what you like and what your taste is. Okay, I'm being pinged over here on my phone and my computer that Kenneth has a question. Kenneth has a question, so I'm going to post it here.
Uh-oh.
Ask Cutlass about ASW and Fiddler. You know I love some ASW.
all right. Have you been looking at my YouTube page? No, not the YouTube, my Facebook page. Um, I do like.
Kenneth probably has been.
I do like ASW, especially the Georgia Heartwood. I mean, I kept hearing about it, and I finally was able to get a bottle. And the guy who helped me was David over at Whiskey Bank. Um, he helped me get a bottle from High Proof, and man, it did not disappoint. Man, uh, I want to get another bottle. I'm not done with this one, but I do want to get another bottle as soon as possible. And whenever they post something, I look and see, you know, um do I really want it? I mean, I guess I lean towards the more higher proof, but I know the weeded one that they have seems to be something that I would really lean towards. I think the chin music and something else was something that I was like, I could probably, that would be something I would want to try before I buy. But I do kind of lean towards weeded whiskeys. Uh, but, and I'm trying to think, I can't remember if it was called Encore or it was something like that. But yeah,
Yeah, I was going
I
to
do
ask
like
you
that
what was your palate and preferences, and it sounded like weeded whiskeys are kind of where you steer towards. And but
Yeah.
I can't imagine that the 107 when you mentioned 107 and you mentioned the other weeded thing version. So is there anything else out there that is high on your list as far as something that hits your palate really, really, really well that we maybe not know of?
Uh, and and I'm glad you brought up the weeded thing. I leaned towards weeded in the beginning because I was afraid of ryes. People would talk about the mintiness and the heat that they would get from the spice, not the heat, but the spice and I just didn't want that as a beginner. And so I would lean more towards weeded or the more sweeter bourbons. But I'm looking to get more into ryes. I have, of course, the big dog of them all. I think is the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye. I hadn't seen one that beat it yet. I have an Old Forester rye store pick. Um, I want to get the Crittenden's rye. I think it was finished in black walnut. I want to try that one. Um, there's another rye, and just simple ryes like Pikesville. Just buy something like that. It's when people say, "Hey, this is a rye drinker's rye." I want to work my way towards that. I think right now I've been kind of that hitting bottles that are more bourbon drinker type ryes, but I do want to go, hit that 95.5, you know, uh, or even 100% rye.
Mm.
And a lot of those 95.5s are 100% rye because it's 95% rye and 5% malted rye. So it's
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, so
So you're right on. My other question then would be then is, have you had a chance to get any of them from Jonathan with K. Luke? So I know it's our drink of the night. Have you had any of his ryes that he's done?
I have not had any of his ryes. And man, it's crazy how I got into K. Luke, and I know that's not the question that you asked, but
No.
went to a local store in South Haven, city near me, Divine Wine and Liquor. Shout Josh out there, and he had some K. Luke on the shelf, and I think I had watched a Bruzel video where he talked about K. Luke, and I saw it and I was like, man, that is a hefty price. And I went down the street and saw another liquor store just down the street. I can't remember the name of it, and I just went in to see what they had. And they didn't have a whole lot. It was just like, just regular shelf type stuff. But they had the K. Luke's small batch sitting on the shelf for, I think, like $60. And I was like, man, I can't pass it up. Hey, it's a K. Luke. I know it's not the batch proof, but it's K. Luke. So I got it, and it was good. But I kept hearing about the barrel proof, and I was like, okay, I've got to get one of those. And I think batch Matter of fact, batch seven was the first one I ever bought, and I ended up finding, and that was from Divine. I got batch seven, batch nine from Divine, and Dave Vogelsang. I don't know if you are familiar with Dave.
Yep.
I did a video at High Cotton, and he saw a batch six in one of my videos, and he asked if I could get that one for him, and I got it, and people kept talking about batch six, and I was like, damn it, I missed out on batch six, so I just gave away the only batch six. But I ended up finding a batch six, but putting it next to batch seven, I still love batch seven. I mean, batch six is good, but to me, batch seven just has that it's almost like a peach note there, that fruity note that just takes it over the edge for me.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it every time I pour it.
So, getting back to your filming and YouTube videos and whatnot, when you're out hunting, what has been your biggest thrill as a hunter and a filmer? What has just been almost like your unicorn, if you will?
Ooh.
Oh, we got him thinking now, folks.
Oh, wait. I think, and you know what? I wasn't even looking for this bottle, but I started off, I was gonna do a video at a small store in Horn Lake, Mississippi, and I had been talking to the guy for weeks, but never really paid attention to what was on the shelf. But I just wanted to do a small store. And while I'm talking to him, I look on the shelf behind him, and there's a Jack Daniel's twice barreled rye sitting on the shelf for $87. And I'm like,
Mm.
hell, I've got to get this. I forgot all about the damn video, and I got that bottle and I left.
I was in Memphis one time hunting, and I went into a store that was closing, and they had a twice barrel rye there for $99. And I said, I want to
Wow.
buy this. And they said, well, you've got to buy a store pick. And I'm like, are you for real? You're closing your store. And so the lady's like, ask the manager or whatever. And he says, yeah, let him have it for 99. Now, I know some guys, probably 7 or 8 or 9 guys this weekend who spent a little bit more than that to get a twice barrel Jack rye. So $87 is a damn good amount of
Yeah.
money well spent, I should say.
Yeah, and you know your friend and our friend uh, Marty McCormick, Bourbon Nerd. I'm pretty sure that's his favorite bottle too. Is that because that's what he had? We tasted through that when he was on his the last time he was on. It was pretty good.
I mean, I'm not going to name drop, but Marty was in there with me, so
Yeah, he might have gotten a bottle.
may have got one. Yeah, we'll have to let Marty speak for himself, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So do you
Well,
ever get people when you go into a store and you're doing the videos that give you like funny looks or kind of try to get in your way to not let you look at a bottle or anything like that?
No, I haven't had anybody get in my way. Um, now, I was in Georgia. My mother-in-law has cancer, and so we went to Georgia. I forgot the name of the hospital right now. The Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Yep.
hospital there, and it's located in this town called Noonan, Georgia, which I didn't know until recently had gotten its first liquor store. And I was just in there and just to look around at first. And I asked cashier, "Hey, can I film? Is it okay?" And she was like, "Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it." And as I'm filming, this guy he's looking for a bottle, but he stops and he's watching me the entire time, watching me film. And so it just felt so weird. I was like, you know what? F this. I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna let this dude buy whatever he's looking for, and so he can leave because right now it's getting on my nerves. So I just stopped, walked around a little bit. He got what he got and left. But I do have to say, man, they at that time they had Eagle Rare sitting on the shelf like Wild Turkey 101. It was so weird.
Hmm. Well, being from the Memphis area, just what was it? Memorial Day weekend, Blanton's and Eagle Rare, they were everywhere.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I know I went to the beach June 1st of June, and you get down there along the Florida Panhandle, and they're like, "Don't ask for Blanton's." They'd have signs. No, we don't have Blanton's, and it's like, God, drive up to Memphis. It's just there by the case.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
you're talking about that dude watching you and everything. Uh, what is when you're out hunting like that? Is there any bottle that you just haven't found yet that you're looking for, or
Mm.
have you found? I mean, I'm sure you go into a lot of liquor stores, you see a lot of product, but what's that one that you haven't been able to find?
That I've just never seen it on the shelf.
Yeah. Unicorn. It doesn't
Oh
have to be
man.
a big dollar one. Just can be just a regular unicorn. I like that. I like this question.
Mm.
Hey Roger, we need
Ooh.
another sound effect. We need that Jeopardy sound effect.
Yeah. Do
Do,
do
do,
do
do,
do
do,
Oh
do
wow.
do
do.
do. We're not helping him. I don't think.
That is a really good question because I think everything that I look for that I probably would want, I usually see it, but it's usually at a price that I'm not willing to pay.
I'm here.
That's
I'm
Um,
fair.
with you.
That's fair.
I'm trying to think.
I'm pretty sure you'd like to have a
Well,
WLW. Just like everybody else on
well,
this channel would love to
yeah,
have a WLW.
yeah, definitely.
That's always
Um,
seems to be the number one.
in this area, there are bottles that I wish would be here. Like Tupelo Runner was saying, like ASW, if they were distributed here. Um, I went to Chicago recently, did a video, and I found Cedar Ridge, on the shelf, and that was something that I had been hearing about, um, and I found it on the shelf, but definitely don't see anything like that around here. Um, so,
But you see,
Tupelo, I found that Old Forester Barrel Proof Rye at Corks on Farmington.
there, Kenneth, it wasn't far from you. Corks on Farmington. We've all been there. We've all hunted it. Just think though, Robert, people up in Chicago's never seen Crittendens.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I'm friends with Chris and Kat on Bonding Over Bourbon, and they they definitely love their Crittendens, and whenever they're looking for one, I try to give them their Crittendens fix. Um, Matter of fact, I gave them a bottle of the Takai finish, if I said that correctly.
No, you're
Um,
right,
I
and
think
they
you're right.
love Takai. They love Takai. That's,
yes.
I mean, I know I've watched a lot of their episodes, and they anything Takai they grab.
Oh yeah.
I was speaking of Crittendens. I was really me and Roger. We actually back in was it January or February? We made a
February.
hot run over to Jackson and picked up 2 cases of the uh, was it the pecan? 3 cases, sorry, 3 cases of the what was it? The
Double oaked.
double oak,
Double oaked.
and we couldn't wait until the pecan finish came out. Pecan finish, not pecan. But honestly, that black walnut rye, man, it's really good. I enjoy it more than the pecan finish. Craig
Okay.
does. Hey, Robert, man, we are like really running over. It's been such a great interview so far. I just want to know, is there any questions that you have for us or for the audience that you'd like us to answer for you?
All right. How did you guys get into this, the YouTube thing? Not necessarily, well, bourbon,
Oh,
and then
wow.
how did you get into YouTube?
Always have been into bourbon, not to this extent. It was, 21 years old, Jack and Coke kind of guy. Uh, I don't know. What about you, Roger? How'd you get into
I
bourbon?
like to say I've probably been drinking Jack Daniels, and I had Eagle Rare in college. Didn't know how, it was in the little box. I thought it was really cool. I got a box of Eagle Rare that I pulled off the shelf, and it was not that expensive, but I was like, it was kind of cool to have and pull off and, you know, impress the girls, have a bottle in a box. And then as I got older, I was into wine. I still am into wine. And I had friends that would come over and we'd have a nice bottle of wine. Then at the end of the evening, everybody'd want a little after dinner drink. And they started getting me on into bourbon. It was probably 2017, 2018, and just started buying uh, a few bottles in. And then after, of course, the pandemic hit, and it was, you bought everything,
Yeah.
just like everybody else, and
And
started geeking out.
interestingly enough, I mean, we are very young to YouTube. We all took a Bourbon Legends trip to Bardstown back in April, and we had the shirts on. I don't know if you can see it or not. I can zoom down the logo there of the Bourbon Legends shirts. And we were stopped by so many people. Where can I buy that shirt? And we're like, well, you can't really just buy, but I mean, you can become a member and then you can buy one. And they're like, oh, we can become a member. And we're like, sure. But we didn't really
We didn't
have
even
any
have really
money
set up.
then. And so, you know, I remember as clear as the day. We got back to the hotel or to the condo, and I texted T from Life on the Patio, and I'm like, T, we're going to start this Bourbon Legends thing for real. Would you be our YouTube, contact? And he said, yeah. And so we kind of got in that way, and now we've jumped in it with both feet. And I'm going to tell you, I can't say too much right now, but we're getting ready to blow the doors wide open on some content here in the next month or two. So we're new into it, and we're really loving it. And I don't even know how this show came about. I guess I don't know whether we just said let's start doing a show every week.
Yeah, we talked about it, and there's another gentleman who's probably not here. He might be in the on the thing, who's our, as I call it, our third host. And he's not here all the time. Will Pumphrey, otherwise known as Chill Will Rocco, and he sort of balances out me and Craig's demeanor, and he's got that dry humor and a lot of fun, and we've had a good time with it. We did some videos at the beginning. Just we were doing review videos. I don't know if and people can go out and look at them. They either get better as they get as later the videos go, or they get worse depending on what you want to look at. But that's been sort of our thing, and
Yeah,
we've had good time with it and enjoying it, and we enjoy meeting you guys. The other people that are doing videos within the area, and the other YouTubers want to bring them on and say, hey, let's all get together and make sure that we represent our community really well. But we're just having fun with it. I
Yeah.
mean, just like you. I mean, I saw a couple of your videos recently in the last couple of weeks, and you seem like you're still enjoying yourself doing it, and that's the key to it, right? You know?
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah. Well, hey, Robert, we appreciate you coming on the show. Uh, and stick around if you want, or become a bourbon legend. Hang out with us. Come to Discord on Wednesday nights on our Discord channel. We're always in there having a theme night. So come have a pour with us sometime and shoot the shit with us, man. We can
Yeah,
we
we'd
can
love
be
it.
dirty.
We'd
We
love
can
it.
be dirty talking over on Discord. That's what I always say. We can say stuff over here we can't say on this channel. So anyway, guys, give it up. Go to Cutlass High Proof's webpage. YouTube channel, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. And once again, thanks for coming on, and we'll be in touch.
We'll
All
be in
right, I
touch.
appreciate it. Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
buddy. Look, I'm out.
Thank
But
you, sir. I'm gonna finish mine.
all right. Thanks, Robert. That was Robert Dow Jr. Cutlass
AKA,
Cutlass High Proof.
there you go.
All right, we're going to move on the show here. We're pushing 40 minutes, so we're going to come through here because I know these guys are wanting to win something. They're always wanting to win something, so that's coming up. But first, we want to make sure that you know that the Barrel Select from Sazerac is going to be dropped here in about a little over a week and a half or so.
Yep. And if you have you have an entry already into it, and you've already been doing this, that's great. And if you do, and you're a member of the Bourbon Legends, please consider adding us as your club affiliation, the Bourbon Legends, the bourbonlegends.com, because we will help you if you do win. That's the key, is to make sure that you have a group of folks helping you with that process, because it can be a little daunting. It's nice to put in the entry but then you have to realize, oh, I might win. So the key is make sure that you add us to that. If anybody on here doesn't have a Sazerac Barrel Select, please let us know. Let me, Craig, any of the other Bourbon Legends know. We'll get you a invite sent with merely just your email address, so you can sign up and get a point and be one of the. What'd you figure out it was, Craig? 30,000?
There's 30,000, supposedly 30,000 people on that list. So, I mean, I know 30,000 is a lot of people, but I mean, think about it. Out of the whole United States, 30,000, your odds are pretty dadgum good.
It's better than the lottery, I can tell you that.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, I'd a lot rather win it than the lottery. Because, I mean, you
I'm
would
with
only
you.
have a certain amount of people that are knocking on your door, want a Weller, foolproof or Blanton's or whatever, you win $30 million. Boy, every person that thinks that they're related to you is going to be knocking on the door, trying to get a little money. So anyway, we're going to move on now. We're going to talk about New Riff. They have a new release out. Let me get rid of that there. It's going to be dropped, I believe, tomorrow. And it's
But it has been pre-released. We didn't
Okay.
get one of those, but
And it's made with what's called red turkey wheat. And I'm assuming that is an old grain. Mash bill is 25% of the wild or red turkey wheat, 70% corn, and 5% malted barley. Comes in at 5 years old, bottled in bond, so it's 100 proof, and it's priced at $59.99. So that's one that I really would like to try. I don't know if I'm going to see that or not, but I really want that one. And it says that there's notes of citrus and the cinnamon and a long finish of dark fruit and nutty grains. And I love nutty grains.
I like nutty greens. There's
Yeah,
nothing better than a nutty green.
I love a nutty green. It just makes me think that it's going to taste something similar to like grape nuts or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And I do like the way, and I'll mention this, New Riff keeps a lot of their things at that 100 proof mark because it seems that's where their stuff shines. And they did 100 proof on their 8 year 8 year bottling that they did, and it's fantastic. I uh, Chilwell Rocco, who's on here, me and him pulled and opened that bottle and tried it, and it was definitely worth the sampling. And I think we had a few more pours on it. So
I've always been fond of New Riff, honestly.
yeah,
Uh, Maybe we need to go and hit up New Riff. That's one I don't think we've ever thought about hitting up when we're up in Kentucky.
it's up there in the north. It's right on the Cincinnati Kentucky border. So
We hop over into Ohio. It's the land of Weller.
there
But
we go.
speaking of Bardstown, what do you know, Roger, about this next little deal here, the Bourbon Fest there out of Bardstown?
The Kentucky Bourbon Festival, the 5th through the 7th of this September.
September, yeah.
Uh, I think we've got one local YouTuber, Adam Major Zero, who has been given a media pass for it. He's going to be going to it. But I guarantee you there's going to be a ton. Anybody that's into bourbon is going to be there. The event's already sold out. It's made Bardstown that weekend the most expensive hotel prices in the country in VRBO prices.
I know
But
a lot of times distilleries that's kind of where they start to drop new items, for the fall. They'll kind of preview them there at the Bourbon Festival. So, and I
and the
believe that
key,
isn't that held over there in the fairgrounds area, just behind the Oscar Getz Museum, I believe.
yeah, right down there beyond the Oscar Getz Museum. And one thing they always have, I can tell you there earlier you go there, they've got the main top distilleries, but then they have a whole section of craft distilleries, which tend to be more exciting the last few years. I think last year or the year before, one of the distilleries changed their name at the Bourbon Festival, became Larrikin, which was it's very popular with a lot of people, and we're going to try to give it a fair shake. And uh,
I would
but
like to go to it one time. I just don't like fighting the crowds.
right,
So
right. And again, it's gotten popular, but then there's a lot of other craft distilleries that are going to be there that are out of Kentucky. That's a majority of what's going to be there, and your smaller producers, things like that. Pursuit, um, Pursuit Spirits, which is Pursuit United. Those guys will have their newest offerings there. There'll be quite a few, but then of course you'll always have all the Heaven Hill, Four Roses, Wild Turkey, any of their bigger releases are going to drop at the festival. So, but I can tell you this: you pay a lot to get up there and get those, but next year, me and Craig will be there representing the Bourbon Legends.
yeah, if they send me a media pass, that'd be hard to pass up.
Yeah,
Speaking of Heaven Hill, they're getting ready to do some allocated drops starting in the 1st of September as well. Kind of coincides, I think, with the Bourbon Festival.
yep,
They're going to start dropping their 18-year Elijah Craig single barrel, some of their Heritage Collection, which is 19-year-old wheat, 11-year-old Fitz. It's supposed to be dropping along with the Henry McKenna. So
yep.
if you're up in that area for the Bourbon Festival, you might want to split some time there, maybe at Heaven Hill. They may be dropping something there too. You never know. Moving right along, I just checked, Roger, while we were talking here. We have 235 subscribers right now. So we are getting very close to that 300 subscriber. And when we do, we're giving away that bottle right there. Right?
So remember, if you're not subscribed and you don't like our channel, just subscribe. You don't have to like us. You can even give us a thumbs down. I mean, we're big boys. We can take it. But I just please subscribe so that we can get to that number and we can give away this bottle. Somebody that's going to be one of those 300 subscribers is
This
going to get
this
that
is
bottle.
this is a store pick bottle out of Mike Brock's gonna kill me when I say it wrong. Marketplace, Market Basket, Market something, Market Street, I believe, out of Indiana. I was lucky enough last year in October when I was at Peerless to actually get a sample of it straight out of the barrel and fell in love with it. And I ended up with 3 or 4 bottles. So I thought, hey, I'm going to spread the wealth on this Peerless. And that's a good bottle to give away. It's an expensive bottle. So if you like expensive whiskeys, that's right up your alley, maybe. But 300th subscriber, we're going to turn that sucker loose. I don't know quite how we're going to do it yet, whether we're just going to put everybody's name in the basket or we're going to put something out there and let you sign up for it. I still have to figure that out, but we will do that. And speaking of another giveaway, that if you are a Patreon member, I know we've said this the last few weeks, but I want to remind everybody that on August 29th, we are going to give one of our Patreon members that bottle of Heaven Hill Grain to Glass. And Roger said that if we get more Patreon members between now and then, there may be a second bottle added to this giveaway.
Definitely, there will be. There will be. I can guarantee it. So tonight, what are we going to give away tonight here, Craig?
Well, Roger, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. We can give away some K-Luke if you would like to.
Yeah, I can give away some Batch 7 K-Luke.
Okay.
Which is now, it was one of my favorites. It will probably be almost gone by the time we give it away. The Batch 7 K-Luke, which was also Cutlass High Proofs. We'll also give away some of the K-Luke Keenan Reserve batch. And this is from last year's. I've got this last part of this, and I have another bottle, fortunately. And Craig, what have you got?
I'll give away some of this batch 2, 118.2 proof. It's a high rye mash bill.
Toasted.
It doesn't say this is. Yeah, it is toasted. That's right, toasted.
Yep.
Batch 2.
Orange labels are toasted.
So I will give that away as well. And you know what? I don't like giving away just 3 samples. So how about some of this new Blue Note? We'll do that as well. And let's just jump into that, okay? Let's get into the Blue Note.
Yeah.
So
you've got a oh wow.
How beautiful is that, man? Remember, guys, go in and put #win to get signed up for these pours. But we're going to jump into this Blue Note real quick.
What was that again? #what?
Win. W-I-N.
W-I-N. #win. And our gentleman and scholar, Mike Brock, is going to be taking down the names, putting them on the wheel. So everybody, don't be shy. And get out there and put in
Remember
#win.
now, you can only enter once. I don't care how many times you win. Mike's only going to count it one time. So
guaranteed.
So Blue Note, they are out of Memphis. We've had the privilege of being there before, thanks to T and Marty and Major Zero. They've all invited us over when we were in the area one time. They got a good product here with this honey. And this is the second batch of the bourbon that's been out. So look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty, that honey running down that bottle? My gosh. And this just smells wonderful.
Yeah, this year's version was 113.86 proof. Um, again, I went to the distillery to pick these bottles up to get us on there and get it early in advance. I know that at the distillery they sold out of the batches they of the bottles they had available at the distillery and put it out to the stores. And from what I'm understanding, they're selling pretty fast at the stores as well, which is a good thing.
I mean, there's only 1,800 bottles to go around, so
You know, they've got
been
a
out.
bourbon and a rye. We don't have the rye, but the bourbon is.
I have last year's rye, and there's a lot of people that like the rye better than the bourbon, but honestly, I like the bourbon better. Uh, it's just, I mean, it's not overly honey. It's a lot honey, I would say. Uh, almost. How do I put it? Bitter honey. You know, remember the old bitter honey candies?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I get a little bit of flavor out of that. You know, the press release says you get, you know, leather and pear and cedar. I'm not getting any of that myself. Maybe I just have never eaten leather or cedar or pears. I have had pears. I'm not getting that on the palate. Not really getting it on the nose either, but I do get, you know, I do get the vanilla, the honey.
Yeah, I pick up the vanilla and the honey big time.
But it's very good, very tasty. Just a little bit, you know, for 113 proof, no ethanol on the nose at all.
Nope.
Very little on the palate. You know, maybe mid palate, I get just a teensy little bit of proof. But other than that, that's just a good sipper right there.
Yeah, it's. I'm glad I still have a little bit of pours of the last year's and then this year's. Um, again, it's a bottle I think you can buy, and if you enjoy it, back it up because you won't get too many of them.
Yeah.
And
And
they do it. They're
no,
already
there's
planning
quite
next
a few
year's.
honey finished bourbons out there now. I know Short Barrel has their version. Daniel Beasley even had his own version of a honey barrel. So, our question to the audience tonight is, what is your favorite honey finished bourbon? Drop a note here in the comments, and we're going to put that on there. So, what is your honey barrel? Tracy says those honey barrels in storage at Blue Note were a sight to behold. Watching that honey ooze through. Ooh, that's almost sexual sounding there, Tracy. You talk about honey oozing through. My gosh.
It
Have you
sounds
thought about
good.
becoming a PR person for Blue Note, Tracy? That might be right up your alley with your description.
Oh, she mentioned Starlight bourbon finished in the honey cask.
Starlight's good. Look here. Splinter, he says Jack Honey. Hey, I know who Splinter 13 is. What's going on, buddy? Man, it's a long time no see. I didn't recognize you by your handle, but when I saw your face, I know that old dude from Kansas City area. What's going down? Oh, look here. Chill Will is telling me to calm down. And Whiskey Wilson says he's never had any. I think he's looking for a sample. I think he's trying to
Get
get his
in there.
mojo going to win this one tonight.
Well, make sure that you put in hashtag win to get in there for the samples, and you'll get a sample of it.
Yeah. Keith P, he likes Short Barrel's Bean's Knees. What are they up to now? Like number 7 or something? 6 or 7 on Bee's Knees?
I thought they were at 13 or something. I
Oh, are
don't
they
know.
that high up? My gosh.
Yeah,
Well,
there's been a lot of bees knees. There's been a lot of various short barrels that did incorporate some honey into it, into the blends. They've done Sasquatch and a few others.
Kenneth's very active tonight. Kenneth says Dragon's Milk Honey finished. Well, I don't know. You know what? I have never had any of that, Kenneth. So if you want to send a sample over, to your neighbors in Arkansas, I'd love to try that.
And Mike Brock
Jared,
is reminding us there's 30 people watching and there's only 18 entries. So put it in there. Hashtag what?
hashtag win, WIN. It does not cost you 1 red cent to enter. Hashtag win. Jared says he likes the 3-quart honey. I've never had the
Oh,
3-quart honey.
I have,
It's
and I agree with him. And it's because it's a Tennessee whiskey and with a honey finish to it. Because again, like the Jack Daniels being a Tennessee whiskey, because you guys were there, their honey based version is really good. I think what was the original one? What was the
oh,
original
it had
honey
to be.
based finish?
I mean, me and you are both big fans of this dude. Uh, it has to be wild turkey honey, right?
Oh
From
yeah,
Mr. Jimmy.
Mr.
Look
Jimmy.
here, yeah. Will is like wilt turkey, wild turkey honey ain't bad. No, that's the original right there.
That's the original. That was my, honestly, whenever I got sick, I had a bottle of wild turkey honey, and that's what I would sip on the whole time to get my throat feeling better. Because, Jimmy said it would help, so I used
Well,
it.
let's think about this. So during Prohibition, you could actually get a medicinal license to sell whiskey as medicine, right?
Hmm.
Everybody knows that honey helps coat the throat. So the home remedies actually were going around from way back with honey and bourbon. It was just Mr. Jimmy that put the two together in a bottle at the same time, right?
Yep.
So that is how that rolls. Does anybody have any questions for us? We want to, we're over 1 hour in. It's 9:02 Central Time. We've got time for a few more questions. Let some more people put that hashtag win in. Let Mike have time to get it all put in on the wheel, and then we will go from there. So if you got a question about, or maybe a suggestion or a comment about a upcoming show that you'd like to see, drop it into the comments, and we will do our best to get it answered.
And can I thank my unofficial sponsors tonight? Is it
Yeah,
time for
sure.
that?
Go right ahead.
My unofficial sponsor for tonight is Wild Turkey. They don't know that, but they're my unofficial sponsor. And then also Rocktown Bourbon here in lovely Little Rock. And I'll tell you this, little birdies told me that their column still bourbon they're going to be having out. They've actually have a bourbon, a column still bourbon that they did through Bardstown Bourbon Company that's going to reach 5 years.
Hmm.
And they'll be releasing that coming later in the fall, and that'll be part of the barreling for their three column stilled versions that they have of their product.
Interesting.
Um, Me and Chilwell Rocco were at their lovely facility and had a few drinks. And again, if you're ever in Little Rock, you've got to go by the bar. They make some of the best cocktails, bar none, in the city.
Yeah, and just hit up me and Roger. We'd love to come over and have a pour with you.
Yeah, we definitely do
Especially
that.
if you're buying. If you're buying, we really will be there.
And then we might try to, when they get all their stuff set up, we might try to go live from there. But that's just a little
That's
preview.
our goal. We want to go live from the Rocktown Distillery. Kenneth wants to know, what was the best thing that I tried in Lynchburg? I'm not going to lie, Kenneth. It was that fudge pie from Miss Mary Bobo's. That was absolutely the best thing I put in my mouth in Lynchburg. Now, whiskey speaking wise, we had a lot of good pours at our bottle share, and a lot of fresh cracks. And you'll be seeing those on our Bourbon Legends YouTube channel here in the next coming days and weeks. Trying to think what stuck out in my head. We had a twice barreled rye, or what was a single barrel proof rye from a Taylor. That was a good one. We had Stags there. Oh, we had a lot of good pours, but the best thing was that fudge pie. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Right here, Ernest Peacock says fudge pie. Man, I'm telling you, if you ever get to Lynchburg, it is a must to go by Mary Bobo's for lunch. Not only do you get a great Southern meal, the day we were there, we had fried chicken, no, we didn't have mashed potatoes, fried chicken, green beans. Let's see what else.
Meatloaf, didn't you?
Meatloaf, rolls, and then that fudge pie. My gosh.
So I'm going to prompt you a little bit here. What was the store that you guys enjoyed the most? Because
Oh,
there's only a few stores. What was the name of
yeah.
that store?
Tennessee Jack Shack. The proprietor of that store, his name is Jeff. Jeff's a good dude. He's a friend of the Bourbon Legends now. We might have to make him an honorary Bourbon Legend.
I think he is. So
and
honored.
and he's going to be a guest on the show. So
Yeah.
that video is out right now. If you go to our YouTube page, just dropped yesterday or a day before, and you can anything Jack that you want to see. It was in that store, from cigarette lighters to bolo ties to something I was telling Roger today on the phone. They had White Dog Jack. Not only did they have White Dog Jack prior to filtration,
Charcoal.
through the charcoal filtering, but they had it also after that. And supposedly they have two different flavors. Well, of course they do, because all the impurities have been pulled out. But I mean, could you imagine owning some of that? I mean, not very many people in the world have, that they would have that. So anyway, oh my gosh, look at this dude. Fudge Pie was my stage name when I performed at the Jack Shack.
Tom, we're not going down this road.
Tom, I just want to tell you, saw a lot of things at the Jack Shack, but a G-string male bottoms were not one of them. So if it would have been, I would have bought you some, so that way you could have performed one night when we have you on as a guest. You could dance around in your. Never mind, boy. I tell you
Never
what.
mind. Don't go down that road.
I
Don't
tell you what.
encourage him.
Yeah, this is the part of the show, Roger, where the train just starts to roll off the damn track. So, you know what I think we ought to do?
Have Mr. Mike Brock close down
I
the.
think Mike Brock should send me that list so we can just spin that wheel, because I tell you what, it's just getting out of control now.
Yeah, because Roy doesn't want that picture painted in his mind. Because
Oh,
it's hard to get rid of that image.
I don't even want it in my mind.
Yeah.
All right. So while we're on the subject, let's talk about next week real quick. I don't know why my wife is out here. She feels like she needs to vacuum while the live is still going on, but hey, whatever. Next week, we're going to have a really good show. 2 weeks ago, or last week, we had Anthony on, who was a distributor. Next week, we are going to have on a liquor store owner, Mr. Alex Drabbing, with Red Barrel Liquors out of Mooresville, Indiana. And that is the store where Mike Brock likes to frequent. And Alex is super excited to join us. So we've got some questions lined up. We want to know a liquor store owner's perspective and how things are going, and how we as consumers can find those unicorn bottles at a decent price.
I think the key is going to be with the guests that we have over the next few weeks. Everybody stay engaged. If you have questions for the guest, please send them to us early in the week if you can, or the day of the show. Please let us know if you have any questions. We're glad to ask them.
Yeah, Mondays are usually the day that we do show prep. Sorry, Roger, I cut you off there, but I've got to do that to get to the no, hold on. Hold on. I'm bringing you back. I've got to figure out. See, a week goes by and I forget how to
To
share
get the
the
wheel pulled
screen.
up.
Yeah, I forget how to share the screen ever so often. So I've got her pulled up now. Can you see that? Right there.
There it is.
Now you
Ooh,
see it, don't you?
the wheel's fuller than it was last week.
Hey, we've got 22. We've got 31 watching right now. 22 signed up. So anyway, guys, join us next week, like I said, for the liquor store, Red Barn Liquor Store, Alex. And one other thing. If you like this show and you like the content that Roger and I am trying to put out, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. We've got some big things that are coming up. We can't really divulge it yet, but we're going to really start hitting some content pretty hard. We're going to bring in some guests, hopefully, that are going to be out of this world. I'm not saying it's going to be Mr. Jimmy, but by God, we're going to try our best to get Jimmy Russell on this show.
Well,
May
and
not
our
be on
guest
this
we
show.
had tonight was really good.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
He raised the bar.
He was great. But I'm sorry, Cutlass is still no Jimmy Russell. I mean, if we could get the Buddha of bourbon on here. Problem is, Jimmy's asleep right now. It's 10 o'clock his time. You know Jimmy goes to sleep early.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do this, Roger. Let's do this.
Yeah, because otherwise, Tupelo Runner's gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah, we gotta get Kenneth calm down here. All right. Good luck, everyone. We're gonna spin the wheel in 3, 2, 1. Who is gonna go home with the K Luke and the Blue Note bourbon? It looks like it's going to be Tracy.
Tracy!
Tracy, silly Yorkie. Congratulations, Tracy. Tracy, I know you know how to get a hold of me, so just drop me a line on Discord or whatever with all your information, your mailing addresses and whatnot, and I'll get that sent out to you. It may be next week, because Roger's giving away those 2 samples, and me and Roger's going to have to meet up first so we can get that. But I promise you, we won't forget you. We will get it sent out to you. Roger, any parting words, my friend? It's been a good show. I tell you what, I think that these shows. Oh, hold on. I removed you.
Bring me back. Okay, there we go.
Sorry. I think these shows are just getting better every week.
Yep, I think we're having more fun with it. We definitely need to have more Chill Will Rocco, because he's feeling a little left out, and I guarantee you, folks, we're going to have more of the Chill Will Rocco, because he is a mid-level celebrity, and he, just so you know, don't sign up for his YouTube page, Chill Will Rocco, and don't sign up for it. Don't like it. Don't subscribe to it, because he has. Okay, he's had a little bit of content in the last few weeks, so.
Uh-oh. I need to check that out.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Good show. Good show. We may be over on the Discord here in a little bit, so if you want, pop over there. I imagine the bar is open. And once again, I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for making this a reality, because never in a million years would I have ever thought that I'd be sitting here in front of a computer in my bedroom talking to this little green button right up there.
Make it legendary, boys and girls.
I want to give a big thanks to our Patreons, because they are the ones that help sponsor these bottles and stuff that we're giving away. So trust me, I'm not taking vacations on your Patreon money. So anyway, guys, it's been nice. It's been real. Cheers.
Cheers. And we're going to run the outro.
I've got the outro tonight. What do you need to be, Roger, this weekend? Be legendary.
Legendary.
See y'all next week.
Pour one more for the stories we've told of barrels and bottles and whiskey gold. From grain to glass, through fire and flame, every pour's got a legend's name. So raise them high until next time, for we are the legends. We are the legends. Just watch us shine.
Are we out? Are we still in? We're still in. We're still live. You're getting bonus coverage.
I'm hitting end, and it's not ending. They don't want us to end, Roger.
They don't want us to end.
They don't want it to end. I don't know. It says
I
play
think it's
outro
Cutlass. I think it
and
was
hit
Cutlass.
End.
They don't want us to end.
I don't know. I don't know how to end it. I mean, I'm trying. It says play the outro.
Pour one more for the stories we've told of barrels and bottles and whiskey gold. From grain to glass, through fire and flame, every pour's got a legend's name.